the commander of Detachment 365 at the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Course at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Lieutenant Colonel Dillard entered the United States Air Force after graduating from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in 1994. She began her career as an Air Force recruiter in the New England area. Colonel Dillard entered the personnel career field in Hanscom Air Force Base in Massachusetts. Shortly after her promotion to captain, she served as a mathematics instructor at the United States Air Force Academy and a mathematics instructor/director of character development at the United States Air Force Preparatory School. Following the instructor duties, she entered the scientific analysis career at the Office Aerospace Studies in Kirtland Air Force Base in New Mexico. The Air Force sent her to North Carolina State University, where she earned her PhD in applied mathematics and specializing in numerical analysis. She then continued in academia, assigned as an assistant professor of mathematics at the Air Force Institute of Technology at Redwood-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. She also served as the Deputy Department Head, Department of Mathematics and Statistics. Lieutenant Colonel Dillard also served as the Deputy Division Chief of the Joint Innovation and Experimentation Division and the Resource and Assessments Department at the Headquarters United States Pacific Command at Camp Smith, Hawaii. I would now like to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Karen E.M. Dillard.
Tell you how very moved I am by your tribute this morning so far. The band, the orchestra, the choir, all of your words are just so amazing, and thank you for the invitation to come here. Good morning, Congresswoman Clark, all of our honored guests on stage and in the audience, Principal Conway, and students and faculty of Melrose Veterans Memorial Middle School. Good morning and thank you. I am so happy to be a part of your ceremony. First, I would like to commend you for choosing to remember those who gave their lives in service to this country. But I'd say that this school and this community, you do much more than remember. You honor. You have various memorials throughout Melrose. There is an honor roll with more than 100 names of Melrose citizens who died in service during World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. You started the Melrose Veterans Memory Project, and I could see that there has been so much time and effort and care that has been put into this. You take the time to research and learn about the life of a military member. You honor them and their sacrifice when you tell their story. And in this way, I believe you are showing that you can serve those who have served this country. I see you have a Women in Service tribute on display, and I'd like to take the next few minutes to remember and honor the women who have served in the military. Women were officially given permanent status in the armed forces in 1948, when President Harry Truman signed the Women's Armed Services Integration Act into law. But this was not the first of women's contributions to the military. Women found ways to serve even as early as the birth of the United States. There are accounts of women joining their husbands during the American Revolutionary War. They would support the troops as cooks, seamstresses, or nurses, and a few would take on their husband's battle duties when the husband became injured. Throughout the 18th and 19th centuries, some women are believed to have joined military service disguised as men. Being a military nurse was an acceptable way for women to serve, and so the Army Nurse Corps was established in 1901, and the Navy Nurse Corps followed in 1908. During World War I and World War II, manpower shortages caused the U.S. military to bring in women to serve stateside and overseas. And with war came battlefield working conditions. Women served long hours with lack of supplies. Women endured enemy attacks and being taken as prisoners of war. And some women gave their lives. Here are some numbers of women who were killed in the line of duty from the womensmemorial.org. Over 400 women during World War I, 543 women during World War II, 17 during Korea, 8 during Vietnam, 16 during Desert Storm, and most recently, 144 women died in service to this country during Iraqi and enduring freedom. U.S. women served this country and sacrificed for this country when it was not allowed, when it was not accepted, and when it was not socially accepted. I personally thank these women for blazing the trails of women in service. And now, Secretary of Defense Ash Carter has opened all military positions to women. Last, I'd like to share a story of my sister in arms. Her name, Captain Christy Chavez. She was a brand new second lieutenant when we met. She had just graduated and was commissioned from the United States Air Force Academy. And we both arrived at the Academy Prep School in Colorado Springs in 1998. It was her first assignment, and it was my third assignment. She was in charge of the physical fitness of the cadet candidates, and she could out-PT all 200 of those new ones. By the end of the academic year, she had them ready for the physical vigors of freshman year at the Academy. She had successfully completed her mission, and she moved on to pilot training. Then she successfully completed pilot training and was then assigned to the MC-130H Combat Talon II, a special operations transport plane. But on 7 August 2002, during a training air commando mission in Puerto Rico, 10 died in a plane crash. One was co-pilot Captain Christy Chavez. Her commander describes her as standing at only 5 feet 4 inches, but full of determination and love challenges. Captain Chavez, she gave her all in service of this country. Let's remember her and honor her service. Let's remember and honor all of the men and women who gave all to this service for this country. Thank you for having me here today.